What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So today we're back with treasure map Lucci is coming out on Global, and in this video today we're going to be going through all of the bosses as well as some recommended team compositions for the Battle Rush bosses as well as the final boss against Rob Lucci. Now there was confirmation in the news post today that there will be a global exclusive intrusion battle in the middle of this treasure map, and it has been found out to be the limited rare recruit Kobe is the actual boss for the intrusion battle. Unfortunately, we don't have any information regarding his abilities and his gimmicks, so I won't be talking about that in this video today. However, it goes without saying that you should just be able to be building a team with your highest point boosters to take on the intrusion battle against Kobe. Typically, the global exclusive intrusion battles are very easy and they don't have much HP, and their gimmicks are not very hard to get around. So just bring your highest point boosters and that should be enough to get around Coliseum, or not the Coliseum Kobe, but the intrusion battle against limited rare recruit Kobe. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. So first of all, let's get into talking about Rob Lucci from Cipolla Aegis 0. This is the treasure map character that we're all going to be farming for the next couple of days. So treasure map Lucci is an int cerebral powerhouse character. His max stats after his full limit break: 3600 HP, 1640 attack, and 309 recovery. Pretty okay stats overall. He has 60 cost and 5 socket spots. Obviously, you only start off with 1, but after his full limit break, he gets 5 socket spots. His captain ability will boost cerebral characters' attack by 3.5 when you have a matching slot. Otherwise, it's only a 2.5 times attack boost, and he will also boost cerebral characters' HP by 1.2. However, your crew's recovery is set to 0. Not a very good captain ability in my personal opinion. There are plenty of other cerebral captains that are free to play even that I would prefer to use over a character such as this. That recovery set to 0 is a humongous debuff to his own team, and 2.5 isn't the greatest. 3.5 with a matching slot is pretty good, and cerebral characters can get matching slots relatively easily, but overall, not a great captain ability. So talking about his special ability, maxes down at 14 turns after his full limit break and special ups. He cuts one enemy's HP by 20%, and then when you use the special, if your health is above 99%, so not at full, you can have like a smidgen of HP off, he'll go ahead and give you a 2 times orb boost for 3 turns for your cerebral characters, and he locks orbs for 1 turn as well. So unfortunately, you don't really get much from his special unless if you're at that, 99% or above threshold, because legit, if you're below that threshold, you only get the health cut, and that is it. He doesn't even give you that orb lock, which is just terrible. Like, this unit, for how difficult and annoying this treasure map is, this unit should have been so much better. Legit, if this unit was the 2 times orb boost for 3 turns, but like when you use the special, you always get it, like just remove the HP threshold, this unit would actually be freaking amazing. Unfortunately, there is a very, very annoying threshold there of above 99% health. So unfortunately, he's not that good. But once again, you don't want to be, skipping out on treasure maps. Otherwise, you're going to be demoted to lower ranks. And obviously, you want to be getting the better rewards, of course. So now that we've talked about the unit, given my opinions on it, let's go ahead and start talking about each of the Battle Rush bosses. So first Battle Rush boss is going to be against Charlos. Charlos is a strength character with 280,000 health, and he gains 28,000 per nav level. His preemptive attack has 99 turns of immunity, and he applies a 1-turn barrier every single turn, where it's just 2 orb barrier. So you have to hit him with 2 of the same colored orb before you break that barrier, and that is legitimately all he does. It's a very annoying thing to get around. However, you can easily get around it through using treasure map Jack. Now, for those of you out there for some reason that don't have treasure map Jack yet, go ahead and pick up at least a copy of Jack from the treasure map shop so you can find friend captains, because legit, you'll only need like 1 friend captain for early periods of the treasure map, because you can use his special ability to deal massive damage towards him through the barrier, because there are multiple enemies on the enemy side of the field. So treasure map Jack is the ideal captain to use for this particular fight. The secondary Battle Rush boss is against Saint Roswald, and Kuma is also here as one of the boss stages as well. So you've got Roswald with 150,000 HP, and Kuma has 550,000 HP. Both of them will scale through navigation levels. The preemptive attack here, they'll have 99 turns of delay immunity. They'll also have 98 turns of normal attacks only, so any damage you have from a special will not deal any damage towards the enemy. And also for 10 turns, they're going to have a % damage reduction shield. So any damage that you inflict here that is not strength is going to do like hardly any damage. So you just want to be bringing a team of all strength units. That's going to make your life a whole lot easier. Also, your captains will be binded for 5 turns, and you are target locked to attack Kuma only for the first 2 turns as well. So overall, it's not really too crazy. You basically just bring a strength team and have a unit that can remove bind. That's essentially it. So talking about a recommended team, basically 6+ Akainu is the most ideal captain for this fight. If you have him, definitely use him here. If you don't, definitely try and find a friend captain, and I'm sure because of this treasure map and they recommend Akainu for this fight, I'm sure finding friend captains shouldn't be too much of an issue. But either way, even if you can't build a predominant strength team, you could definitely opt for treasure map Ace as a captain as long as you fulfill his captain conditions. And another really useful character for this fight is the free-to-play strength Leo that is available on Extra Island. With his special ability, you're able to remove bind on your captains, which is great. So make sure to have that Leo and build a full strength team, and you're not going to have any issues for this boss fight. Next Battle Rush boss is against Fujitora, and this is by far the most difficult boss in this treasure map, aside from Lucci himself, of course. So Fujitora has 610,000 HP, and he gains more, obviously, per nav level. Stage 1 is very unique because as soon as you enter the fight, Dex, Psi, and Int slots will be counted as badly matching for 98 turns. So this is where Sabo and Koala are going to be very useful for this fight, as their special ability is able to remove that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But when you actually reach stage 7, Fujitora with his preemptive attack will apply 99 turns of delay immunity. He also will paralyze your captain only for 3 turns. He also applies 3 turns of damage threshold and 3 turns of resilience, and 1 turn of special rewind is inflicted to your team as well, dude. Oh, so annoying. So many things to take into consideration for this boss fight. And also, after the first turn of attacks, he's gonna buff his defense for 3 turns, and that defense boost that he gives is humongous. It is very, very big. But talking about characters that are recommended for this boss fight, Colosseum Morley is the #1 unit you want to have for this fight, as with his special ability, he's able to remove the threshold and the resilience that that Fujitora will have. A unit that also reduces your special cooldown will be nice for this fight as well. And another great thing as well is obviously Sabo and Koala. So ideally having a friend captain of Sabo and Koala to then go ahead and remove that debuff is going to make your life a whole lot easier. Another cool thing about them as well is that they are a type booster, so you can use them on the final boss fight to make the fight against Fujitora very easy, or you can take down Fujitora during the mid-map, and that will also make your life a whole lot easier against this particular boss. Now, the last of these Battle Rush bosses is against Stussy. Stussy is a quick character and has 580,000 health. Her preemptive attack will apply 99 turns of full immunity. Also, she applies 5 turns of bind. Now, the bind is very specific, so it's your top right, middle left, and bottom right character. So that means that your top left, middle right, and bottom left units are untouched. So make sure to place the characters in your crew very specifically so that you can get around these effects. Also, all of your crewmates will be special binded for 3 turns. You can still use your captain specials, of course, which is nice. And also 1 turn of paralysis will also be inflicted to your crew, and all of your slots will be shuffled. Below 50%, she applies attack up and gives you empty slots. That doesn't really matter. But this boss, it might seem quite annoying, and it definitely is annoying, however, but like there are free-to-play units that can help you get around that. Namely, Shanks and Ben Beckman, as well as the other free-to-play unit, Crocodile and Mr. One. Both of these characters in particular are great for this fight. And then I would also suggest just bringing boosted characters that are Dex to give you more damage output with this fight. So the great thing here is that you can go ahead and use the switch effect of Shanks and Ben Beckman to remove 1 turn of paralysis and 1 turn of bind. And you can use your switch effect of Crocodile and Mr. One to also reduce another turn of bind, and then with your sockets, you're able to reduce all bind on your crew. So that's great. And also the special ability of Shanks and Ben Beckman, you are able to activate it as your captains are not special binded, and that gives you abilities of the 3x chain lock and a 3x color affinity, and of course because you have all Dex characters, that's going to give you a lot of damage output on this fight. So now we've made it to the final boss fight against Rob Lucci. Rob Lucci, before the final boss though, on stage 6, has 400,000 HP, and he'll change your captain slots into block orbs, and your crewmates will get either block or badly matching slots, and your captains will get slot binded for 5 turns. So after they break out of that slot bind, they're still going to have that block orb as well. You get 3 turns of remove SFX, which is known as the blindness debuff as well, and he also applies a 3-turn perfect barrier as well. He does change to Dex, which is kind of interesting. Obviously it's meant for the cat dog team to go ahead and break through because of Inu being a strength character, and every 3 turns he's going to apply more blindness and apply the barrier once again. So yeah, basically kill him very quickly. You don't want to spend too much time on stage 6, and then when you reach stage 7, he starts off with 1 million HP and gains 100,000 per nav level. He'll also have a preemptive attack of 98 turns of delay immunity, and he'll also despair your captain only for 5 turns. He'll also special bind your entire team for 2 turns, and then also apply 2 turns of chain coefficient reduction. So this is where a unit that can remove that, or a unit that can apply a chain lock, will be really good for this fight. Below 20% HP, Lucci will blow away 4 random characters for 4 turns, so definitely don't get him below that threshold. And when you eventually kill Lucci, he fully revives with a special limiter inflicted on your team, so you can only use 2 specials for that revive turn, and also he applies 3 turns of Rainbow Shield % damage reduction. So there's lots and lots of debuffs that you have to get around. So the recommended team that I've suggested for you guys, unfortunately, considering our point boosters, it's not a very high multiplier in terms of a point boost. However, this team is pretty safe and will be able to deal with Lucci until like a pretty decent amount of threshold in terms of the navigation level. Like, this team is actually pretty solid. So the way that it works is you've got the switch effect of Cat Dog to remove their slot bind that gets inflicted on stage 6. You can also use the Nami special ability here as well, which changes block and badly matching into matching slots. So she's really good for this fight. However, you can just take your time with that stage as well if you want to use Nami on stage 7. Then moving on to stage 7, you've got the Psy 5+ Robin, who unfortunately is not a point booster, but she's got boosted stats, and she's really good for this fight as she removes the special bind and the despair on stage 7. So she is a very key unit for this fight. Raid Judge is also on this team to remove the chain reduction that gets inflicted on stage 7. However, if you do save the Nami special for stage 7, her special ability also can remove that chain debuff. So at that point, you could remove Judge and replace him with something else. Depends on your crew, of course, and your situation, but that's something that you could try out. We've also got Weevil and we have Kuma. Those 2 special abilities are used solely on the revive, as on the revive we can get his 2x attack boost with Weevil, and also with Kuma we can get some beneficial slots as well as giving us the removal of the Rainbow Shield % damage reduction. Also, make sure if you are using this team to use Cat Dog on turn 1 of that stage 7 fight. You get the attack boost and the affinity boost, and after you hit 2 perfects, you'll get an orb boost on the following stage, which is why Weevil is really good after the revive. So you'll have a 2x attack and you'll have a 2.25 orb boost. So that's a really nice team that is able to get around Rob Lucci. So now we have finally reached the end of the video. So this is the full recap of all of the free-to-play teams that I've suggested throughout the video. Against Charlos, make sure to have Treasure Map Jack. It makes your life a whole lot easier for that fight. Against Roswald, having a full strength team, 6+ Akainu makes it very easy, as well as that strength Leo. The strength Leo is the important one, but basically any bind remover you kind of need for that fight. Against Fujitora, it's extremely annoying, but having a Sabu and Koala friend captain will make your life a whole lot easier. If you can't find too many Sabu and Koalas, I would also suggest bringing Treasure Map Big Mom, potentially, if you can fit that on your team, as that will enable you to get a full board of G-Orbs and get all of her boosts and stuff. So that is a pretty solid option as well if you don't have Sabu and Koala. But also, Colosseum Morley is very important against Fujitora for removing Fujitora's defensive effects. Against Stussy, having Treasure Map Shanks and Ben Beckman, as well as the free-to-play Crocodile and Mr. One, with their switching effects and the special ability of Shanks and Ben Beckman, you're going to wipe the floor with the Stussy fight, as long as you are bringing predominantly Dex units on your team. And then the final fight against Lucci, which we just talked about, all of these special abilities work in tandem to allow you to clear stage 6 and stage 7 relatively easy. I don't know what navigation level this team will stop working at, and And of course, Judged you could replace if you use Nami on stage 7 compared to stage 6, but again, that is up to you at the end of the day. So that is going to wrap up this video today. I will be uploading another video in the coming days with my own personal teams that I will be building, but it really comes down to what I pull from the upcoming treasure map. That will heavily influence as to what kind of team I will be building. So until I do my Sugo Fest pulls on the treasure map, I will not be building my teams. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.